My name is Ben Glade. I'm a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. It started when I was in kindergarten and lasted until I was in 4th grade. I was abused by my elementary school psychologist. I was 30 years old when I disclosed, and I disclosed to my parents. The reason I waited so long is a very complicated question. It's something that I'm still learning about myself and why it took me so long. I think some of the reasons I took so long is there's a lot of shame, especially being a male survivor. We don't hear as much about men, and I really wanted to feel like a strong, tough guy, and admitting anything about sexual abuse made me feel inferior. I'm not sure that there is anything that could have helped me disclose earlier, but there are a few things I think about now, and one is just understanding more, having the language to know what to say, and also hearing other people speak up. I think there were no examples, no people to follow. I never heard of anyone being sexually abused, and if I did hear it, it was really not a good thing, not anything. The victim was never painted in a light that was safe to me. The hardest part of my journey has been feeling alone. As a survivor of sexual abuse, I have found a lot of isolation and loneliness, and I know that's something a lot of people can relate to, but keeping that secret and not telling anyone about it really contributed to me putting up walls, and walls that people couldn't get past. So I felt a lot of loneliness. I was by myself. Even though I was present or I was around people, I often felt disconnected because I had something that I couldn't talk about. The most challenging part of my healing is the amount of time that it takes. The first time that I went to therapy after disclosure, I thought someone would have all the answers and I would have a quick fix, maybe a few therapy sessions, and I would get it all figured out and put behind me. And it's been really interesting to see how many stages I've had to go through in the healing process, and it's something I've kind of had to accept through my own experience, that it may take the rest of my life, and there may always be things that come up that I realize I need to heal from. So just not understanding the process or how long it may take and not knowing what to expect, it's been really hard, because I would have liked to just be done with it and move on. I think some of the actions that have made my journey more difficult is people don't always understand how difficult it is to be a survivor or how it can impact you. So there's a lot of people who think it happened so long ago in the past that it doesn't matter anymore, or I should just get over it, and not helping me understand how it's impacted me and how I can heal. The best part of healing has been discovering who I am and not being afraid of myself. For so long I felt so damaged and worthless that I never took the time to focus on the great qualities about me. So I feel like I have permission to do that now, and as I do that, I feel more connected to other people, and I kind of let some of those walls down that I've talked about. Helps me feel, not so isolated. So some of the positive ways that people have responded to me is by believing me and understanding that this experience shaped and really impacted the person that I was and how I saw the world, and being patient with me as I dispel some of those negative beliefs I had about myself, and just supporting me. I also really appreciate it when people support survivorsARE. That makes me feel like they understand how my desire to speak up. The reason I'm sharing my voice with others is because I think about myself at 5 years old or 9 years old, or I see my nieces and nephews who are in that age range, And I think about how I want it to be easier for younger kids to be able to come forward sooner. So while they're developing, they can get the help that they need if by chance this were to happen to them. And I really want to make the world a safer place for children. And I think that's going to happen by understanding how sexual abuse impacts victims. So some of the things that my employer did that really helped me heal is I didn't disclose till I was 30, so I had a full-time job, and after I disclosed, I had therapy appointments I needed to go to. I then had to go to the police to report and meet with the district attorney, and I knew it was going to be a really challenging time for me, so I actually took a big leap of faith on my end and decided to open up to my boss and let her know what I was going through, and the support and encouragement she gave me to take whatever steps I needed to heal was so empowering, and it also just made me feel safe at work. The advice I have for other survivors is to be patient with yourself and to think about healing and take that opportunity to heal. I have become acquainted with a lot of survivors of sexual abuse, and a lot of them haven't realized that they need to get help. And I just want people to heal. I want them to feel that who they are is okay. And I feel like that's the advice I would give. Consider it and know from a fellow survivor that healing is possible, that life really can become more enjoyable. The advice that I would give to supporters is believe survivors and take it very seriously and be willing to go on the journey. It may not be something everyone can do, but if you can, just really support, because I think as we support other survivors, we're really helping diminish the problem of sexual abuse. And I think we all play a role in that.